Most bad driving habits which could damage your car. Ignoring dashboard warning signs. Don't ignore dashboard warning lights when they appear. Your vehicle is asking for help. Pay attention to the check engine light, battery, coolant, airbag and oil warning lights. Disregarding warning lights can leave you stranded with costly repair bills down the road. Not maintaining fluid levels and other car maintenance. As a driver, you should know how to check and change your oil and other fluids, in addition to taking care of your tires and other important car maintenance. If you are a new driver, take a driving course early so you don't develop any of these bad habits. For seasoned drivers, breaking these habits can be difficult. Try to catch yourself before you make any of these common driver mistakes. Riding the brakes. Resting your foot on the brake pedal while going down a steep hill or in stop-and-go traffic can overheat your brakes. Brakes lose some of their stopping power when they overheat. Rather than riding the brakes, try switching to a lower gear when going down a steep slope and drive cautiously with extra space between vehicles, letting up on the accelerating to slow down instead of using your brakes. Revving a cold engine. Starting your engine and letting it idle for a few minutes helps warm up the engine and give the oil time to circulate. However, don't rev the engine when it is cold. This causes unnecessary wear on engine parts that haven't had time to be lubricated with thorough oil circulation. It also causes abrupt temperature changes that can damage parts. Let your engine warm up before revving the engine, it will sound better and rev more smoothly. Not stopping before shifting from reverse to drive. It happens to all of us. We get in a hurry and sometimes switch to drive, while the car is still rolling backward. Just keep in mind, every time your impatience gets in the way, your car's transmission system takes a hit. The transmission system relies on the brakes to stop the motion of the car so it can shift smoothly between gears. Make sure you come to a complete stop before switching gears. Resting hand on shifter. If you drive a manual transmission, then you may have developed the bad habit of resting your hand on the shifter while driving. The added weight on the shifter puts pressure on the transmission's bushings and synchronizers. Racing over speed bumps. Speed bumps have a negative effect in your vehicle's steering, suspension, and alignment if driven over at high speeds. The purpose of speed bumps is to keep drivers and pedestrians safe. You will keep your neighbors and your car happy if you slow down when approaching a speed bump. Driving on low fuel. You may think you are saving time and money by waiting until the fuel tank gets low to refill it, but in fact, the opposite is true. Most car manufacturers and mechanics recommend driving your vehicle on at least a quarter tank of gas. The reasoning behind this is that when your tank is low, your car is pulling the gas from the bottom of the tank where the sediment from the gas has settled. This greatly increases the amount of sediment that gets transferred to your fuel line and filter. This can cause clogged lines, dirty filter, and sometimes engine trouble if the sediment slips past the filter. Improper revving of engine. Some drivers rev their engine to redline, to get the maximum output from the engine. They often change gears close to the red line. This is really bad to the engine as the temperature will increase drastically, which causes too much wear and tear to the engine as well as gearbox. On other hand, some drivers drag their vehicles at lower RPMs thinking to save fuel. This is not true. Modern vehicles run under the supervision and control of computerized systems ECU. ECU will calculate the engine load to inject the correct amount of fuel to get the optimum power output. At lower gears the engine load will be high, and to meet the load requirements, more fuel is used. Hard starts and stops. Hard stops wear out your brakes faster while quick starts waste fuel. Obviously, sudden stops are necessary at times, but the best way to drive is to look ahead and plan accordingly, smoothly pressing on the gas or brake pedal when needed.